Good afternoon, this is Bob Iaccino coming to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago on a very good day for metals, especially base metals recovering strongly. Copper specifically up 3.5% on the highs today. 3.5% is an awfully good move for any security, especially base metals. We ended up the day up 2.25%. Right around the 275 level, near the highs, actually finished closer to 274. 275.6 was the high, 255 and change was the low. A lot of that move coming on China-U.S. trade relations. Low-level trade talks are set for late August again, with Wang Shouwen, the vice commerce minister from China, coming over. Not a very high-ranking official, but still a good effort to try and get trade talks started again, to meet with David Malpass, who is the Undersecretary for Internal Affairs at Treasury. Again, very low-level trade talks, but at least they're trade talks. This put a spark in the equity markets, put a spark in commodities in general, but especially put a spark into copper, which again, it seems like every time we talk about copper, we have to talk about China, and it's simply because far and away, China is the largest consumer of copper. They'd already had some fairly weak economic data prior to the trade war beginning, and fairly weak's probably not fair. It was weak versus their normal standard, or what they've been doing the last 10 years or so. The trade talks definitely damaged that even more and put copper in this massive, massive downtrend. And then, of course, there was the dollar. The U.S. dollar weakened for the first session in 6, but just not by much, down really 0.04%, not even 0.1% in toward the end of the day. It was down a little more earlier in the day, but it came back. It's still on the record. It's still on pace for a fourth up week in a row. And this particular week is a very bullish week if it finished where it is today. Today's Thursday, so one more day worth. It's unlikely that it turns around dramatically, but you've got a really long tail on that dollar index chart. So it looks like the dollar's going to continue to get stronger. It was stronger against most of the majors, except for a part of the day it was weaker against the UK currency, the British pound, as they had pretty good retail sales. But overall, dollar stronger. Dollar weaker, commodities tend to be stronger, but that wasn't the main driver of base metals today. The main driver was Chinese-U.S. trade relations getting a little bit better. This is Bob Iaccino talking about a very strong copper contract from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago.